Your phone buzzed on your bedside table, making you stir in your sleep. You turned and saw your phone lit up on your table. Picking it up, it was an unknown number. You hung up and put your phone back on the table, then turned and tried to go back to sleep in your comfy, warm bed. You shot up and held yourself on your palms. You glared at your phone and spotted the same number as just a few minutes ago. You decided to answer, knowing that the number would call again if you hung up. Hello? Hey, did you get my memo, miss? Your name. A husky male voice rang in your ear. You sat up and rubbed the sleep away with a small yawn. Who is this? You asked with a tired, nonchalant manner, now staring at the wall on the opposite side of the room. It's Mr. Sarkozy. I told Mary Beth to tell you to come into work today. I know you don't work Sundays, but we have a big birthday party. We have a big birthday today, and I want you to get some practice in. Great. Why did she tell me? You asked as you sprung out of bed and checked the time on the clock, which sits on your bedside table. Mary Beth is a forgetful girl. That's also why I hired her here. Because of her odd memory loss problem, she had trouble finding a job. He explained to you as you got dressed. The time read 10:23 in the morning. You put the phone between your ear and your shoulder as you pulled on the bottom of your work uniform. So I would like to apologize in advance. I didn't think I would be working until Monday. It's alright, miss. Your name, he said with a calm tone. This won't affect anything here at work for you. I should have asked someone else to inform you, so it is my fault. He laughed a bit. Oh, and miss? Yes, sir? I'm going to have you do something a little different from what you did yesterday. That can't be good. You arrived at work with a backpack slung over your shoulder. You were greeted by the man himself, and he had a garment bag with something he needed you to wear. You got here fast. I'm impressed, he said as he came over to you. Never really talked to him in person yet, and you had to admit he wasn't a bad guy to look at. He handed you the bag and unzipped it to reveal a pirate costume. Oh God, what is this? You're going to be Foxy's first mate today. You had a flushed look as you stared at the costume. Do I have to do it? You mumbled to yourself as your gaze looked to Mr. Sarkozy. The party is going to fill both dining areas today. The parents booked the floor, but the kid wanted to watch Foxy's show as well, so we offered both floors to them. He beckoned you to follow him as he headed to the animatronic studio, leading you to the break room. For birthday parties, Foxy gets a first mate up on stage with him to help with the kids. You don't have to worry about knowing what to do. He'll just tell you himself. You were a bit pale as you both entered the animatronic studio, to find all four standing around. As soon as you entered the room, all eyes were on you, making you turn even more pale. Your name, rang Freddy's voice as you stopped midway to break down to the breakdown room. Good day, Freddy, Foxy, Bonnie, and Chica. They all greeted Mr. Sarkozy with a wave except Foxy. He kind of just stood there. Jess, is that her name? Chica questioned as she looked at you curiously. Hi, you said quietly, making each of the animatronics' ears perk. Excuse us, Miss Jess is going to be Foxy's helper today. When she needs to, she's going to be my first mate today? Foxy asked as he tilted his head a bit and came a little closer. Indeed she is. Oh, that's great. The other matey was too dull. Who was his first mate? Yes, she is quite well. She works hard, and that's good enough for me. Who were they talking about? Mr. Sarkozy nudged you lightly and walked over to the door that led to the staff room. Walking past each of the animatronics in a hurried by calm manner. See you later, Miss Jess, Foxy rang happily as he passed him, making you jump just a bit. See you in a bit, Foxy, you went to the door. After you had changed into the pirate costume and exited the employee bathroom, a few of the guys that were in the waiting room whistled, making you blush faintly. Alright, everyone, get to work, said the blonde that just entered the room with her bag. She came over to you as you put your regular uniform in your backpack. She plopped her bag down next to yours, and put her hands on her hips with a smile. You look cute. Shut up. You walked around her and over to the door. So you're the one who's being the first mate today instead of me, she said, her smile turning into a smirk. You turned right before you walked out and looked at her slightly shocked expression. You're the one who would be Foxy's first mate? You asked her as she walked over to you. Yep, that stupid costume never really fit me. Anyway, it seems to fit you nicely. She walked into the animatronic studio with you following close behind. What are you supposed to do? You asked her as she walked into the dining area. What are you talking about? She questioned. What am I supposed to do on stage with Foxy? Anything? Anything. Yeah, he'll just tell you what to do. No big deal. You felt like choking the girl in front of you as she started setting up for the party with the others. She turned to you as she watched a few people carry plates, cups, and utensils to set them up for the partygoers. It's easy. He'll ask you to do piratey things. Maybe challenge you. Challenge me? He might challenge you to a sword fight or something, and you guys use wooden swords. It's easy, she said, nonchalantly. As she walked with you into Pirate Cove, and you have to at least try and talk like a pirate. You're mostly there to help him keep the kids under control and stuff. He might even ask you to help them in the maze. You threw your head back and groaned. Why am I stuck with the job? Everything was set up and it's almost time to open the doors for the party. You looked up and noticed Mary Beth had disappeared and you were now standing in the middle of Pirate Cove alone. Where do I go now? I asked up and you looked around and so you felt a tall presence behind you, making you hunch over a bit. You looked behind you and up a bit to find Foxy standing behind you, smiling down at you. You moved away a little bit, looked up at him. You felt like you should say something, but nothing would come out of your mouth. Foxy smiled a bit more and knelt down to your height. You'll be nervous, but don't worry. It'll be easier than you think it is. He pat your head as though you were a child, making you turn a bit red in the face. The animatronics aren't as robot-like anymore when you were little. You can see their joints more easily. They look more cartoony and more like stuffed animals. Foxy asked you to come backstage with him so the two of you could get ready. 5 minutes later, you could hear screaming children and parents talking. You peeked out the curtain and saw an enormous crowd of people, making you feel small. Something firm squeezed your shoulder lightly, and you looked at Foxy, who was giving you a everything will be okay look. You smiled a bit at him, and then looked back out at the crowd. Later on, you were on stage, kind of hiding off to the side by the curtains. You watched as Foxy told a story to the children. You could hear Freddy, Bonnie, and Chica in the background playing their music, and kids yelling, screaming, laughing, and playing. Just a few minutes ago, Foxy was having you walk the plank into the ball pit because you refused to swab the deck. Out of the corner of your eye, you saw Foxy glance at you and then whisper something to the children, making them giggle. You narrowed your eyes with a cocky smile and waltzed over behind Foxy in a sneaky fashion. What you talking about, Captain? You said, popping up behind the fox and making him jump. A giggle escaped your lips, and you placed your hands on your hips. The kids giggled as Foxy gave the kids a "Don't you dare" look. Were you talking about me, Captain? You said in a sly manner as the kids grew louder. No, we were talking about how I lost my paw, he said as he raised his hook arm up. No, we weren't, the kids laughed. He gave them a "don't say it" look. He said shh. He told us shh. You wee devils. Shh. He said you shh. Foxy stopped and quickly grabbed the wooden sword from off the side and pointed at the kids. I'll have you walk the plank, you wee lion lovers, he said as he playfully chased after the kids, making them scream and laugh. A small chuckle escaped you as you watched them run around. It was rather cute how he plays with them. You brought your hand up to your mouth and cupped them so you could make your voice louder and yelled, You and me are having a little chat later then, Captain. He looked at you and gave you a nervous smile and nod as He scratched the back of his head. You laughed as you watched him go back to playing with the kids. You took this chance to go walk around the pizzeria. You walked over to the stage where Freddie, Bonnie, and Chica had just finished a song and are now going to walk around to the kids. You glanced at Freddie, who caught your gaze and smiled at you, giving a small wave. You smiled a bit and waved back lightly, then walked off to the break room. "Hey!" greeted the blonde girl who was sitting in a chair. "Hi, aren't you supposed to be working?" You asked as you went over to the mini fridge and took out a bottle of flavored water. "I'm taking a break. Besides, you're doing my job," she said as she stood up and walked over to you. "Aren't you supposed to be with Foxy? He's playing with the kids, so I decided to take a quick break." "No, I'm done." You closed the fridge and went over to your bag and took out your phone. You checked the time. It was almost 2. "When's the party over?" 3. The blonde walked over to the door that led to the animatronic studio where she met Bonnie. "Hey, Bonnie, what's up?" she asked the purple rabbit as she walked through the studio and over to the door that led to the dining area. Bonnie shrugged lightly and went backstage. You went back over to Pirate Cove to find that most of the kids had gone to talk to the other 3 animatronics. You looked around for Foxy, but didn't see him, and you were curious to where he might have disappeared to. You went and looked backstage. "Fox, whoa!" You swore you jumped 10 feet in the air as the fox appeared in front of you. "Whoa there, didn't mean to scare you," he said apologetically. You laughed lightly with a hand over your heart and eyes closed as you calmed yourself. "It's all right, I kind of just spooked myself." The animatronic fox smiled and went behind you to peer out at Pirate Cove. You stood there and kind of just stared at him for a moment before going out onto stage. "I think for the last hour and a half, Freddie, Bonnie, and Chica are going to be handling the kids," you said as you crossed your arms in an unaccomplished manner. The fox came out from the curtains and stood next to you. You glanced up at him for a second before facing him and placed your hands on your hips. "So what did you tell the kids earlier?" you asked the fox curiously. His eye, which wasn't covered by an eye patch, widened slightly as he looked at you for a second, then looked around the room nervously. "I was, he stammered nervously and moved away a bit. You crossed your arms and gave him a spirit look. He fiddled with his hook for a moment as he stared at the floor of the stage. "I say why look to your girt," he mumbled so you couldn't hear him properly. "What?" "I said you look in your skirt." "Foxy," he crossed his arms and gave you a puppy dog look, and then, "I said you look cute in your skirt." You thought for a minute, then smiled at him. "I'll see you in a bit, Foxy." You waved to him as you hopped off the stage to go and change in the staff room. The party was winding down to an end, which means you were going to go home soon. After you changed and put the costume away, you walked through the dining area where the birthday party had ended and families were now allowed to come in and have a good time. You saw Mary Beth bringing pizza to a table and waved. She almost made her drop the pizza she had. You laughed and made way toward the exit. When you were just about to leave, you felt something tap your right shoulder lightly. You turned to meet Freddie, Bonnie, and Chica. "Oh, hey guys, something wrong?" you asked, taking a small step back since they were so close. "Are you leaving now?" Bonnie asked. With a slight shy tone, you nodded lightly to the 3 of them. "Did you have a good time with Foxy today?" Chica asked you curiously and smiled. You nodded once again. "Yeah, it was fun." The expressions of their faces seemed like they were sad. "When's the next time you'll be back?" Maya asked quickly, feeling like he has to hurry for some reason now. "The next time I work is tomorrow." "Crap, I forgot. I work again tomorrow." You muttered the last part under your breath. Suddenly, your faces grew bright and happy. "Well, then, we'll see you tomorrow," Freddie said, with a smile on his face. You smiled a little and walked through the waiting area as you waved to the 3 animatronics. "Tell Foxy I said bye," you said as you went out the door. They waved to you as you disappeared out the door. "She'll be back tomorrow."